Hi, everybody. This is Gad Saad. It's Sunday, October 27th. I want to be watching a soccer match, but here I am posting this because truth needs to always be defended against the fascists, authoritarians, also known as Democrats, liberals, and progressives. So, a few days ago, I satirized the endless sexual assault cases that come up as some Republican is going up for an important position, or in this case, President of the United States. So, you remember, for example, when Brett Kavanaugh was to be confirmed, a few nanoseconds before his confirmation, Christine Blasey Ford comes along and says, well, 40 years ago, it could have happened somewhere, somehow. I don't have any proof, but he assaulted me. And all the progressives said, hey, we don't have to worry about presumption of innocence because this is just a interview for a job. And so we should take her allegations seriously and not risk it. And so, therefore, forget about presumption of innocence when it comes to levying accusations at someone and potentially ruining their careers. It's, the truth in this case, or the seeking of truth via the presumption of innocence edict, uh, is not worth considering. And of course, Donald Trump has faced many of these situations where just now, a couple of weeks before the election, all sorts of people come out and say that they've been sexually assaulted by him. So, as I have been doing for decades, I decided to satirize that position, right? This is not making fun of rape victims and so on, as the humorless hacks are pretending. And the way you use satire is precisely by using an extreme example to satirize that lunacy. That's what satire is. You use hyperbole, you use uh, exaggerations, you use all sorts of rhetorical tricks to satirize the stupidity. So, what I did is I put out a clip, as I've done on countless other occasions, where I said that in 1977, when I would have been turning 13, Kamala Harris, who would have also been 13, she's, I think, a few days close to my age, pretended to be my rabbi when she was 13. She pretended to be my male rabbi. And during one of my bar mitzvah lessons, had sexually assaulted me. It would be impossible to come up with a satirical case that is more hyperbolic, right? I'm 13. Kamala Harris is 13. She pretends to be a full grown rabbi, with beards and stuff, and then assaults me. And then someone else posts a meme of me at that bar mitzvah, but I'm looking as I do now. And Kamala is looking as she does today, but you put a talit on her, and I'm made to be much smaller than her, meaning that the person who did the meme is using current images of Kamala and I. We're both 60, pretending that we were both 13 at my bar mitzvah. So again, it would be difficult to come up with a clearer example of satire. Well, someone on used game the system on X to set up a community notes against me because I was spreading misinformation. Me sharing a clip satirizing that Kamala molested me when I was 13 in 1977, where she pretended to be a male rabbi, did not seem clear enough as satire. Showing a photo of me today as a 13-year-old boy at my bar mitzvah was not clear as satire. Now, that community notes was overturned, but now YouTube has demonetized one of my two clips, satirical clips. So now what I'd like to do is take you back to my 2020 book, The Parasitic Mind, which I truly hope that you get a copy and gift it to as many people as possible. Because on page 51, I have, this is the chapter titled Non-Negotiable Elements of a Free and Modern Society. I have a section titled Satire as the Surgeon's Scalpel. You see how prophetic it is? So here we go. First, I begin with 3 quotes by others, and please listen to the words. Wherever there is objective truth, there is satire. Wyndham Lewis. And then here's the philosopher Peter Sloterdijk. I think that's how you pronounce it. Quote, how much truth is contained in something can best be determined by making it thoroughly laughable and then watching to see how much joking around it can take. For truth is a matter that can stand mockery, that is freshened by any ironic gesture directed at it. Whatever cannot stand satire is false. Replaced by humorless Kamala Harris hacks are false. Then this is Thomas Jefferson. Perhaps you've heard of him. Ridicule is the only weapon which can be used against unintelligible propositions. Ideas must be distinct before reason can act upon them. Okay, let me go on. So now I start on page 52. Satire is a strategy I frequently employ to critique idea pathogens. This is a book that came out in 2020. Look what happened now in 2024 when I'm satirizing these mysterious sexual assault claims that come out of nowhere. To make it effective, as Mary Wortley Montagu said, quote, satire should, like a polished razor keen, wound with a touch that's scarcely felt or seen. And then I go on. This is precisely why totalitarian rulers have always outlawed satire directed at them and their ideologies. If an idea is veridical, it should be anti-fragile. It should be capable of withstanding ironic, satirical, and sarcastic attacks. If it is too brittle to do so, it is undoubtedly a falsehood. Satirists have recognized this for millennia, as evidenced by the works of Horace, Aristophanes, Juvenal, Lucian of Samosata, El-Ma'ri, Voltaire, François Rabelais, Jonathan Swift, Oscar Wilde, Mark Twain, Ambrose Bierce, and George Orwell. By the way, I just recently received 2 weeks ago for my birthday from my family 2 first editions of 1984 and Animal Farm. I'm going to stop there, and apologies if I mispronounced some of those satirists. This is why satire is so important. This is why rulers are so afraid of satirists. That's the whole point of satire. You mock something, you test its anti-fragility. So for me to satirize having been molested by Kamala Harris when I would have been 13 and she would have been 13 when she was pretending to be my rabbi at a bar mitzvah lesson could not be a greater example of the power of satire. But then those who don't like the fact that satire is so powerful try to shut it down. Vote carefully on November 5th. Again, I'm Canadian. I'm not defending Donald Trump because I have posters of him in my bedroom as a marital aid. I'm defending Donald Trump because he certainly represents better and more assiduously the foundational values of the United States. As much of that you might despise some of his personal flaws, his defense of the American foundational values is certainly much better than that would be exemplified via Kamala Harris. And the manner by which Kamala Harris supporters have responded to my outlandish satire is proof of that. Take care, everybody.